Hello, what's up? This is Saladin Salam for King Corso, kind of depressing Neapolitan Mastino historical talk. Hopefully, you're having a lovely afternoon. I want to talk about the epilepsy situation in the Corso. Well, a lot of registries are now trying to address the epilepsy problem. I'm going to talk about ICCF 1 first because I read that a little bit, and it was basically saying that if they do find a finding in a particular dog, that they will keep it confidential. I don't think that it should be confidential. I think it should be revealed to the public of what bloodlines, what dogs, what kennels that this problem is coming out of, and so these breeders can rectify the problem. What a lot of breeders do is, because with the epilepsy situation, not all the puppies get it, so they still sell you, even though one or two dogs out the litter will come out with it. They still will do the breeding, repeat breeding again, sell you dogs, or continue to breed brothers and sisters that in the same litter that were affected. This is how this stuff keeps getting passed and passed and passed and passed. You are not eradicating the problem by breeding affected dogs or affected bloodlines. You're not. Primarily, the mainstream dogs in Corsos are affected with it. Not everybody's Corso is affected with it. Not all bloodlines are affected with it, but the majority of a lot of Corsos are affected with it because this is primarily how the breed was basically bred here. Definitely recently, because it's about bloodlines. Bloodlines, champion dogs, dogs that were selected in the show ring. Again, you know the controversy with that. There's a lot of banned dogs that were selected, and it is what it is. Again, the Corso is not supposed to look like another breed of dog. You know, you could argue with me and say that, well, the black and tan stuff, that stuff is Rottweiler cross. It's not. You need to research. You need to research. That's all I'm going to say with that. I'm not going to argue it no more. You need to research. But a boxer is definitely not a Corso. A bull mastiff is not a Corso. Great Dane is not a Corso. What else? And your Barvul is not a Corso. So at the end of the day, like I said, these are definitely not Antiqua dogs, not rustic dogs, but they're being selected. They're being bred, and they're bringing these other dog traits into the dogs. That's devastating the dogs. That's doing a disservice to the dogs. Now, the danger of epilepsy, and definitely the hereditary one, because you can get epilepsy by head injury, but these Corsos are not getting the epilepsy on the aspect of a head injury. These dogs it's the hereditary one. And it's the hereditary one that's plaguing boxers pretty much. So, like I said, these Italian enthusiasts bred these boxers into the dogs and they ruined the dogs. Ruined the dogs. You people unknowingly keep buying and purchasing these dogs. Not all the dogs. Not going to say that. Not all Corsos have it. Selected bloodlines do. But like I said, the mainstream dudes that understand, know, because this stuff has been plaguing or affecting certain dogs since the 90s. Since the 90s. You have to understand of what happened and why certain things happen in the dog's history. 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 40s, 30s, 20s. You have to know. Again, I don't feel that it should be confidential. I think that's very dangerous. And with the other, because I guess it's SACS or the CCA, whatever they call. But regardless of the point, they want to do what you call it too. Everything is in the beginning stages, but hopefully they will do the right thing. But then again, it's going to be a conflict of interest. It definitely is. Because like I said, this is where their money is coming from. And then the Corso breed might be in danger of people not wanting to breed these dogs no more, or not even want to be bothered with these dogs because of this. And this is the danger that I saw a long time ago, and now what's happening now. And now with certain bloodlines, the most hated and controversy bloodline, which is the Satilli bloodline, is the bloodline actually that doesn't get it. It doesn't get it. But then, these guys will jump up and be like, well, that stuff has Rottweiler in it, has some Pit Bull and Band Dogs in it, and it has some Neapolitan Mastiff in it. Well, if you go on the Italian forums, you will see dogs that look like English Mastiffs. You will see dogs that look like Great Danes. You will see dogs that look like Bovels, Sheep Dogs, and etc. Like, it just goes on. That's still going on today, how these dogs are being bred in Italy. So you're calling the American dogs or the American bred dogs band dogs. You really don't have a solid foot to put your foot in, because you can't say that here and don't say that for over there. And it's basically like you guys, some of you guys, I ain't saying everybody, but some of you are giving the Italians a pass. I don't give them a pass. If a dog is not a Corso, it's just not a Corso. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to call it the way I see it. I know what a traditional Antiqua dog is supposed to look like. I know what a traditional rustic Corso is supposed to look like. There's a difference. There's a difference. I know what a hyper dog is supposed to look like. I know the extremes of hyperness. And this is what you people should be straying away from. Certain bloodlines you shouldn't even be breeding at all. That's just my spin on it, my point of view, and etc. You have to be very careful. So like I said, at the end of the day, you have to start researching. Grab 6 dogs. Grab more than 6 dogs. Grab 10, 12, whatever number. Different kennels, different people, every walks of life, different bloodlines, and etc. And find out what dogs that had epilepsy seizures. Take those dogs and look at their gene pool. I bet you'll see a common link with the epilepsy dogs, and they have the same common ancestors, or be coming out of the same bloodlines and kennels. I bet you that. I bet you that. I took 6 dogs myself and did this research, and that's not a coincidence. That's how that thing is done. You got these other guys that make silly excuses about, at the end of the day, my vet said, and no, not all the dogs get it, and so I'm breeding this and I'm doing that, and this stuff is crazy. This stuff is crazy. And again, I'm not going to pat these enthusiasts and definitely some of the recovery breeders in the back about a job well done, when you definitely know well that you bred other stuff into the dogs. You brung this plague into the dogs, and now people are suffering. I really love the Corso. Believe it or not, this is the truth of the matter. Back in the day, Italy, here in America, etc., they were more better. Now, you would think as time went on, the dog should be getting better and better and better. That's not the case. That is not the case. And again, when you're getting scattered in looks, you're also going to get scattered in personalities too. So you're telling me that, the mother and father were working dogs and they were very aggressive and this and that and the third. It depends how these dogs were bred, because you might get that first vigorness in a band dog breeding. But then when you try to capitalize on certain things, you got to call out, and you probably keeping 1 or 2 puppies, and that's it. Or those are breedable dogs. Anything else is not going to be suitable. This is how this thing is done. See, a lot of you have to be schooled in breeding a dog. This is the truth of the matter. You have to be schooled. You have to learn how to read a pedigree, and you have to learn, what do you want? A lot of us just want an awesome pet. And that's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to make sure that a lot of you enjoy the Corso like I used to enjoy the Corso back in the day. I want a lot of you to enjoy the Corso without the Corso having a lot of health issues, man. Because then you can't really enjoy your dog. And then you be looking in the back of your mind, at the end of the day, is my dog going to get sick? And if he does get sick, can I afford the right medicines for my dog? Will he survive to have seizures? And if so, is my family in danger? Well, if I'm in danger, because these are the problems and basically the dilemmas that you're going to be facing with this. So that is what it is. It's sad. It's just sad. Like, it just is what it is. It's sad. And a lot of you shouldn't be going through it. It's just sad. That's all I got to say. Just really sad. Hopefully that a lot of breeders would start doing the right thing by the breed. We'll see what happens in the future. And I just want to basically, like I said, make a lot of you aware. Because again, a lot of you aren't. You are naive. You're going to believe other registries, groups, etc. And again, what a lot of groups and etc. what people try to do is try to prove me wrong, try to say flim flam dumb stuff. And like I said, at the end of the day, if you start doing research and you taking this thing for real, and taking it serious, you'll see that I'm telling a lot of you the truth. You'll see that I'm telling you the truth. Now, my thing is like, again, just study. Well, where do I get the information to study? You're going to have to go to a lot of sources. The internet is one source. Books is another source. Hopefully, like, you'll get some enthusiasts or some dog breeders like myself that will school you. That'll tell you, you know what I'm saying, as far as what books, etc. Only thing I got to tell you is, like, look on the forum, man. Look on my forum on Facebook. I basically kind of run it down. You can keep scrolling down to past articles and discussions, and you'll learn. Bottom line, a lot of these other dog enthusiasts tell you that, yo, I'm not affiliated with that stuff. I hate that. I hate him. I hate this. And he doesn't know what he's talking about. But they change their profiles, become other people, and they doing other stuff. So, like, it is what it is. Like, so at the end of the day, you just got to, like I said, research and be careful. So, bottom line to it, Corso family, just be on point. Study, keep the dogs traditional. The dogs are not supposed to look like another breed of dog. If that's your preference, you don't want to breed the pointed dogs, aka the black and tan ones, the blue and tans, that's your prerogative. But don't hand me that you're not breeding that, but you're breeding boxer crosses. Like, come on, man. Like, enough is enough. Stop the bull crap. But all right. Saladin Salam, peace and blessings. And I'm definitely out. Stay tuned. Peace.